Hello everybody, welcome to your midterm instruction video. I've just completed updating the midterm exam. All of the videos that I had chosen earlier are now unavailable, so I had to update all of that. And I wanted to wait till the last possible minute, which is now, to verify that everything is indeed available because, as you know, YouTube videos aren't always up. So let me show you how to take this midterm. This is the introduction to the course here, or the what you see hopefully whenever you open the course. I'm going to scroll down to midterm. I'm going to take that exam preview part off because this is no longer a preview, but I'm making the video, so it's not complete. You'll see two versions of the midterm when you first open up. There's going to be a Word version, which is Doc, Microsoft Word. If you own a Mac and you cannot open this, which would be rare, but if you own a Mac and you can't open it, gotta go back. There's a PDF version of the file, exactly the same thing. I do intend for you to take it in Microsoft Word. I just clicked on this, and you'll see why I intend for you to take it in a Word, if not Word, something like it. You cannot upload Pages documents into Blackboard. So it has to be, if you're a Mac user, you would open this up in Pages and then you would export it into Word after you're finished. So you're intended to write on this in your word processor. I'll just put my name here. I'm going to underline it. And these are the instructions that I'm giving you now. This is an essay-based exam. Okay, we're looking right at the exam here. I give you a choice of 3 different videos. The History Channel's in 2 parts. Now these are long videos. I'm not expecting you to watch every minute of every video or even every minute of one video. Basically, I want you to watch enough to where you can answer the questions that are in the exam. And I'm looking for something that inspires you about this video because all of these videos are controversial. So there's plenty of space to write whatever your view is about these issues. So Misquoting Jesus is by Bart Ehrman. He's a very famous New Testament scholar. He made his living on explaining why the New Testament is invalid. It doesn't have any kind of historical value at all, and actually it doesn't have any spiritual value either. But I actually ran into this guy literally at a conference, and he's a lot like a turtle. This is a lecture. The Bart Ehrman video is a lecture, so it's not going to have all the bells and whistles of the other videos. This, I think, is about an hour and a half long, but you're going to have plenty of prompts, ideas that you can get to write about by watching Bart Ehrman. And then History Channel, Banned from the Bible. These are about the books that didn't make it into the New Testament. We've talked a little bit about that in class. There are 2 parts of this video. Both of them are more than an hour long. So, I'm not expecting you to watch all of this. Just enough for you to write about it and respond to it. The reason why I'm doing it like this is because the goal of this class is to talk intelligently about the New Testament, and this is practice for that. I pulled stuff from a famous New Testament scholar, and he's not just famous in New Testament scholarship. He's famous for regular people. He's kind of like a Stephen Hawking kind of guy that he can live in both worlds, write popular books and also write scholarly books. And then History Channel, Banned from the Bible, it's again a very popular video. And then Secret Lives of Jesus Christ is also very popular. And the context that you're going to talk about the New Testament in real life is going to be if somebody at work knows you're a Christian and they watch the History Channel and they see Banned from the Bible or something like it, or they watch National Geographic and they see the Secret Lives of Jesus Christ, they're going to see scholars talking about the same stuff that we've talked about in class. And so this is the preparation to live out the objective of the course, which is to talk about the New Testament intelligently. So that's why we're doing the midterm like this. So this is an essay-based exam, and we're going to critique, in other words, interact with these videos based on what we've learned in class. And you're going to listen for stuff that we've talked about in class while you're watching the videos, and then respond to it. It's a lot easier than it looks, but it's going to be a lot of work. Okay, I just told you it's an essay-based exam. Now you can see part one. This is part one of the exam here. It's questions about week one, and it's worth 24 points total. And then you'll see here total word count is 700 words. So what I'm doing is I'm going to give you a lot of questions, and I don't expect you to answer all of them. I just expect you to answer enough to get up to that 700 word count. And I'm going to give you, at the end of each question, you see here minimum 250 words. This means that I don't think that you can address this question 1.1 without using at least 250 words. So you can use your word count, and you can see I highlighted that, and down here in Word it says words 3 of 1091. So there's 1091 words in the entire document, and I highlighted 3. So when you're writing and you want to know your word count, you just select it, and you see that 3 turned into 43. That's 43 words. So you can get a really good idea, and that's how I count words. If I see that something might be a little bit low, I count the words by highlighting it and looking down here. It's very easy. Okay, now what you need to do is, to do well in this exam, not only do you need to watch the video, but this is how I expect you to answer questions. I'm going to set this over here for a second and go back to the course. Now we're asking a question on week 1. So what you should do is go to my lecture notes and then go to week 1 notes. Went to my downloads folder because I have a lovely Mac. Okay, now I asked you, now that you know what the Bible is, how does this knowledge help you understand the video? Well, you go back, in order to answer this question, you need to know what the Bible is. So we're going to go back, and this should actually say New Testament. I'm going to go back to this outline, and these are the points that you need to make. It's a collection of 26 books, and I learned that there are 4 Gospels, not 8 or 12, however you want to interact with the video, but this is the content that you use to answer the question. So that's why it's an open book. I mean, it's not like you're writing blind here. You need to critique the video based on what's in the lecture. And if you don't understand this, what one apocalypse means, you should go back to the video and watch it. But go back to the lecture video and study a little bit. So that's basically what you do. And then, we just go on to part 2. That's week 2 questions. So you go to the week 2 lecture and use that as your points for your essay. So again, I highlight this in most of them, but the total minimum word count for this section is 600 words. So just answer 2 questions at 300 words, and you've got it made. Now there's only 3 choices here, but at least you have some choice. And then I'm going to scroll down to the bottom. We have a lot of extra credit. Please answer the extra credit because most people need it at the end. So we do have one question on week 5, which is basically the entire lecture, and then a couple of questions on week 4, which you probably have not watched the lecture on yet. So you're going to need to watch week 4 and week 5 and do all the other assignments. I'm giving you 2 weeks to complete this exam, and you're going to have to take some time to do it. It takes most people about 5 hours to do the exam. If you cannot type well, it can take up to 30 or 40 hours because there's a lot of typing involved. This is a internet course. We do expect you to know how to type, but If you just can't type, let me know, and we can probably work something out to where you can do this without all the typing. But I think most of you can handle this because you've been doing the discussions. So please let me know if you have any questions, and that's that. Oh, give me a break.